Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. It's the 13th of March, Saturday the 13th of March, and it's a bright but we've had a damp morning so far in Northumberland. I want to talk a little bit about where we go from here. For those of us who do social media in any way, our timelines are beginning to throw up anniversaries of what was happening last year. And although the lockdown happened later in March in terms of the date, it was in this week before Mothering Sunday, that our churches closed to public worship on Sundays, and of course remain closed for a very long time. Firstly, we got the ability to record services in church, and then the ability to hold services in the open air, and it took a long time for us to get back into our churches. It's a long drought stretching from the middle of Lent well into the summer, and we mark all that. And I will say more about the other ways in which the anniversary affects us as we come to the actual dates. But we do need to remember this as we take stock of this last year. Firstly, there has been this terrible death toll. However you calculate the death toll, more than 130,000, some ways of calculation more than 140,000 people have died, and COVID has been in some way or another part of that death, because they've had a diagnosis. Of course, there will be other people who had no COVID diagnosis, but for whom COVID casts a shadow over either their treatment or the way in which they died. So there is a big tragedy. Secondly, there has been amazing courage and dedication by primarily NHS staff, but many other key workers and shop workers and teachers and people who have made our lives able to continue. We remember the panic buying of a year ago when our supermarkets were almost swept bare, and the way in which the food industry and those who work in it have sustained us through this year of incredible complications. So there is so much to be thankful for. There are also questions that will need to be addressed in the fullness of time. How do we get to this stage of so many people dying in an advanced country that we were informed was one of the best prepared in the world to meet this challenge? And yet our death toll per capita is so much higher than many other countries. These things will have to be looked at. But now we're on a roadmap to recovery, a roadmap to being able to do the things that we want to do. And it is, and I think this is sensible, a long journey which started earlier this month, just a few days ago, and which continues through into June and July if necessary. In response to this, our churches in this benefice have published our roadmap. What that means is that for all our churches there will be an open air, very short service on Palm Sunday to bless and share the palms and to mark the beginning of Holy Week. Each church will also have at least one service during Holy Week, and they will all have an indoor, shortish Eucharist on Easter Day. And after that we will return to a pattern through April, May and June that is similar to the one we had last summer, where services will take place every other week. They will continue to be shorter services, and at present we will still have to wear masks, keep socially distanced, communion in one kind, and as far as we know it, still no singing. Obviously we will revise and examine these things week by week and month by month. And what we do and what we plan as we then go forward towards the end of the summer will be dependent upon the government roadmap. So let us think about, first of all, the privilege we have of being able to come together again to celebrate Easter. Let us continue to think about our responsibility one to another. Let us remember with thanksgiving all those people who've made a difference in the last year, and also with sadness, all those who have lost their lives to COVID-19. We look to the future, not with a brash confidence, not maybe with the brash confidence we had a year ago, but we look to the future with hope and with prayer that this time we will come through this to a point where the Queen said almost a year ago to us, we can meet again as we want to. May God bless us all.